ENZO MARESCA says Chelsea striker will not score 20 goals this season. The goals and shots have dried up for the £60 million forward. ENZO MARESCA has admitted that JOAO Pedro is not the type of forward who will score 20 goals a season for Chelsea. The Brazilian forward, who is battling with a groin issue, struggled to influence the game during Chelsea's stoppage time defeat to Sunderland last weekend, taking just 3 touches inside the opposition box. After a blistering start to life at Chelsea, which included 2 goals in the final of the Club World Cup, JOAO Pedro has not scored since August. Maresca, though, said he was adamant the 24-year-old would rediscover his touch in front of goal, but admitted he was not a traditional frontman in the mold of Robert Lewandowski, Kylian Mbappe, or Erling Haaland. He's going to score goals with us. He's going to give us assists, knowing that JOAO Pedro is not a known 9 that is going to score 20 goals each year, Maresca said in his pre-match press conference on Tuesday morning. For sure, the physical part is important. When you are not at 100%, it's difficult to compete, especially in this league. But I think JOAO is not a problem at all. Otherwise, we lie. It's not JOAO. He's a fantastic player. He's going to score goals for us. He's going to give us assists. But it's a different kind of 9, not like this kind of 9 that they score 20 to 25 goals each year. Lewandowski, Mbappe, or Haaland, this kind is a different profile. Asked if his side would need to spread the goals around with JOAO Pedro struggling in front of goal and Liam Delap working his way back from injury, Maresca called on the rest of Chelsea's attack to shoulder some of the goal-scoring responsibility. Absolutely, yes, Maresca continued. We said many times that the 5 players at the front, we need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals each, in the way we have done last season. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Barcelona have reportedly advised Lamine Yamal to keep a lower profile following the media storm that erupted after the recent El Clasico against Real Madrid. The 17-year-old winger, who has quickly become one of the most talked-about young talents in world football, has been under intense scrutiny both on and off the pitch. According to Marca, Barcelona's management asked Yamal to cancel a planned interview with popular French streamer Aminama Tuesday, which was supposed to take place on Tuesday. The club made this recommendation after his comments about Real Madrid ahead of the Clasico caused a stir, leading to confrontations with Dani Carvajal and Thibaut Courtois after the game. Barcelona reportedly feel that everything Yamal says or does right now is being magnified by the media and social networks, and they want to protect him from unnecessary pressure at this delicate stage of his development. However, Diario Sport offers a slightly different version of events, reporting that the interview had already been recorded before the weekend and may still be published. In addition, the club has asked Yamal to skip a promotional event for Oppo, where he was supposed to appear as a brand ambassador for the launch of a new smartphone. The intention is to avoid more public appearances that could feed into ongoing controversies or create distractions. This situation reflects how much attention and expectation now surrounds Yamal, who has already become a central figure for both Barcelona and Spain despite his young age. Even personal matters, such as reports that he is set to buy the former mansion of Gerard Piqué and Shakira, have been making headlines, further showing how closely his every move is followed. Meanwhile, Hansi Flick has given the players a day off on Tuesday, but several stars, including Pedri, Fermin Lopez, Rooney Bargi, Wojciech Szczesny, and Jules Kounde, were seen arriving at the training ground to do extra work. The full squad is expected to return to training on Wednesday as Barcelona begin preparations for their upcoming La Liga clash with Elche at the weekend. The club hopes that by limiting media exposure and allowing Yamal to focus solely on football, he can continue his rapid growth on the field without being overwhelmed by the external noise that often surrounds emerging superstars. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Ange Postecoglou had only just moved into his new flat when his short and turbulent spell at Nottingham Forest came to an end. The Australian barely had time to unpack before being sacked, only 39 days after his appointment, making him the shortest-serving permanent Premier League manager. The 60-year-old, appointed on September 9th to replace Nuno Espirito Santo, was supposed to guide Forest to the next level and end their long wait for a major trophy. Instead, he departs with the club in disarray, uncertain in style, low on confidence, and already searching for their third manager of the season, just 2 months into a campaign that had promised so much. His dismissal came swiftly, just 17 minutes after the 3-0 home defeat to Chelsea, Forest's 8th game without a win. Owner Evangelos Marinakis, frustrated and visibly disillusioned, left his seat midway through the match, a sign of what was to follow. Postecoglou arrived with a clear philosophy, a high-pressing, attacking style in stark contrast to Nuno's pragmatic counter-attacking approach. But the transition proved too steep. Players struggled to adapt. Some, like Elliot Anderson, flourished, while defenders Nikola Milinkovic and Murillo looked uncomfortable and exposed. Despite his best efforts, the system never fully clicked. The manager was respected for his honesty and belief in his methods, but poor results quickly eroded confidence. Forest unity, a key strength during last season's impressive 7th-place finish and European qualification, began to fracture. Fans, initially patient, turned sharply after a damaging Europa League defeat to Midtjylland, their first European home game in 30 years. As the Danish side went 3-1 up, chants of "you're getting sacked in the morning" rang around the city ground. Postecoglou tried to steady things, even abandoning his trademark attacking principles to adopt a defensive back five in recent matches. But the change betrayed his style and failed to bring results. Injuries to Murillo and Ola Aina weakened a once solid defense, while Chris Wood's goal drought, after scoring 20 last season, left Forest blunt in attack. Constant lineup changes prevented any consistency, even with the emotional return of Taiwo Awoniyi. Those inside the club sympathized with Postecoglou's situation. Little time on the training pitch, a demanding schedule, and early injuries. But in the end, the lack of victories sealed his fate. Marinakis, already under pressure for his rapid managerial changes, now faces renewed scrutiny after dismissing 2 managers in just over 5 weeks. Postecoglou departs as a man respected for his integrity and ambition, but his brief time at Forest will be remembered for instability, misfortune, and a bold footballing vision that never had the time to truly take shape. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Marc Guéhi has officially informed Crystal Palace that he will not be renewing his contract and plans to leave the club next year, head coach Oliver Glasner has confirmed. The England international, who has been a key figure and captain for the Eagles, is set to become one of the most sought-after free agents in 2026. Guéhi's current deal expires on June 30th, 2026, allowing him to walk away on a free transfer if no agreement is reached. Starting from January 1st, 2026, he will also be eligible to sign a pre-contract agreement with clubs outside of England. This situation puts Crystal Palace in a difficult position as they must now decide whether to cash in during the next transfer window or risk losing him for nothing. Speaking ahead of the weekend fixture, Glasner said, "I think Marc has already told us that he doesn't sign a new contract, so he will leave next year. The club wanted him to stay. They offered Marc a new deal, but he said no, he wants to make something different. That's normal in football. Now it's about how we deal with this situation and what's the best way for all sides." Earlier this year, Guéhi came very close to joining Liverpool on deadline day for around £35 million, but the move collapsed late in the window. Palace chairman Steve Parish reportedly pulled the plug at 4 p.m., just 3 hours before the deadline, after the club failed to secure a suitable replacement. With Liverpool defender Giovanni Leone now sidelined for the rest of the season due to a serious knee injury, a renewed approach for Guéhi in January 2026 seems highly possible. However, Palace are unlikely to let their captain go cheaply mid-season, preferring instead to hold on to him until the end of the campaign. In addition to Liverpool, there is believed to be strong interest from several top European clubs, including teams in Spain, Italy, and Germany, who are closely monitoring Guéhi's situation. The 24-year-old centre-back, who has also established himself as part of England's national team setup, is expected to be one of the most in-demand defenders in the upcoming transfer market. Crystal Palace now face a challenging few months as they weigh up their options. Either sell Guéhi for a significant fee in January or lose a key leader for free next summer. Nico Schlotterbeck latest as Bayern Munich's Dayot Upamecano linked to Arne Slot's Reds. Borussia Dortmund's center-back Nico Schlotterbeck is more likely to be a target for Liverpool than Bayern Munich defender Dayot Upamecano, Reds expert David Lynch has revealed. The Merseysiders will return to action on Sunday against Manchester United at Anfield in the Premier League, and they will hope that center-back Ibrahima Konate is fit to start after he left the French national team last week due to injury. Konate is out of contract at the end of the season, so the Reds may have to get used to playing without him sooner rather than later, but the club have been linked with both Schlotterbeck and Upamecano in recent days. Speaking to Sports Mole, Lynch suggested that links to Schlotterbeck were more realistic than those to the Bayern man, saying, "Schlotterbeck makes a lot more sense for Liverpool, and he's the better player as well. Upamecano's got mistakes in him. Liverpool might see it as an opportunity to develop him, but there are weaknesses there in Upamecano that would get exposed regularly in the Premier League. Schlotterbeck, on the other hand, is someone they definitely do like and have watched. Whether that becomes anything or not, we'll have to wait and see. That one might be more for the summer rather than January." Upamecano's deal with Bayern is set to expire in the summer, so perhaps rumors of a move to Anfield have emerged because of the nature of his contract situation rather than genuine interest on behalf of the Reds. Nico Schlotterbeck assessed, "Does Arne Slot want a different style of defender?" Schlotterbeck predominantly plays on the left for Dortmund, and though he is a combative duelist, he has won 71% of his aerial duels in the Bundesliga this season. His best asset is his ability to play out from the back. There are arguably few center-backs as capable in possession as the 25-year-old, and given the Reds were reportedly interested in Dean Huijsen this past summer, it appears that Arne Slot is prioritizing on-ball ability in his defensive targets. When asked by Sports Mole if Liverpool are looking for better ball players, Lynch indicated that that was the case, saying, "You can see it in watching Liverpool play this season, that they need a passer in central defense. That wasn't previously the case that you needed two brilliant passers at center half. They had one in Virgil, and they also had Trent at right back, who was an unbelievable progressor of the ball. Andy Robertson was quite underrated in that regard, but the point is they didn't necessarily need two elite passers at center back. But now they've lost Trent. Now that Robertson's not in the team as frequently, there's a real lack of progression from that back four, and it's becoming a big issue. When teams sit on Liverpool and they press high, they're really struggling to find ways around that. With Trent Alexander-Arnold out, Liverpool need more ball-playing defenders, relying mainly on Virgil van Dijk. Reports suggest the club are preparing for possible exits of Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez. Konate is linked with Real Madrid, while Marc Guéhi could replace Gomez. Interest in Schlotterbeck and Upamecano also hints at plans for defensive changes. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.